Hi, I'm Brandi Sorensen,
I'm Tyler Johnston with Johnston Realty.
and today we're here to talk about is now a good time to sell your house. So what do you think?
Honestly, I think any time that you're looking to make a move is a good time. I mean, you can go back and forth. You can say, oh, in the spring, there's more this, there's more that, more people. It's all just timing. My dad used to say, if you sell a home within the first 30 days of being listed, it's nothing more than luck, because you had something somebody else wanted at the time you put it up for sale.
Just at the right time. Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't always know when that is. We can have an idea of like, are there a lot of buyers looking right now or not? But we don't always know, like you said, that specific or that something.
Yeah, and whether or not there's a lot of people or if there's a lot of homes or a lot of buyers, it only takes one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that one person that sees your house as their home.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can say everything you want, and every time I try and make a prediction, it's always wrong. I can always tell people, oh, now's great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or my dad's thing was, he always said, yeah, I'll list that. He's like, I know exactly who's going to buy it. I know who I'm going to sell it to. And he never did.
And that one never was
They never
the one.
that was never the person that bought it. They were always like, oh yeah, that's close, but that's not what I'm really looking for. You know, it just never quite worked as easily as he thought it was going to be. So I think with the winter and the holidays, I don't see why it's not a good time to sell or a good time to buy.
I also think when you put it off for timing's sake, like say, okay, I don't have to move until the spring, then you're really crunching your time down. It may take a little bit. Also, who knows in the spring then if there's going to be a lot more competition, because is that what everybody else is thinking? So I try, you know, obviously we'll do what you want to do, but I think when, you know, timing is not the best thing to determine whether you're selling your biggest investment of your life.
For sure. I mean, obviously I know, you know, as we've been doing it, you know, and you've been watching things over the years, you can be like, okay,
It's going to be a little...
it's going to be slow this week because of a holiday, a short week. But then you can say the same thing, like when kids are going back to school, that week in August, when everybody's trying to get new schedules lined up. But then every time you say that, there's always that one person that'll pop up.
Who also now needs a job here and they need a home right now.
Yeah. Or it's, I've been looking and I want something I can be in before Christmas. So I got to do it like now.
Right.
So it's just, you can make all the predictions that you want, but at the end of the day, it's just timing. It's what's benefits you the most as a seller or as a buyer.
Yeah. Are you ready? Have you, you know, decluttered, or have you, you know, do you have a plan? And then put it on the market.
Yeah. And like you said, work can always factor into it too. People making job changes towards the end of the year. So you never know.
Yeah. I bought my house around in December, is when I put it under contract, and we moved in middle of January. You know, that's a slow time, whatever. That's when I found the house that I wanted and we hadn't found before, you know, and just really that house came on and that's the one we took. So
Right. Well, and then also, how do you feel it is like if you are a buyer and you are looking right now, getting that loan set up and in place, getting that pre-qual? What do you recommend for people to do for that? I
definitely think that you should, number one, talk to some local lenders. I prefer working with local lenders. They're just easy to get a hold of. They can answer the questions. They know the local market. The other thing I would say is don't just talk to one. You can just talk to one, but different places have different rules. What do you think?
Well, you've got different programs. One lender may not offer this, they may not offer that. If you're going with a mortgage broker, they've all got different programs which are fantastic, and you just don't know until you talk to them and find out, hey, this is my situation. Where do I fit in what you have to offer. But then you can always ask another lender. Or if you're working with a local bank, I've seen situations where the bank is like, well, yeah, we'll help you with your home, and you've also got, you know, a vehicle loan or a business loan through us as well, so we can kind of change some things and maybe restructure, depending, of course, on the person and the situation, to make an overall package that fits them better financially than a broker. So I always say it's best to shop around, and regardless of it's a broker, an agent,
a
bank, insurance, whatever it is, it's got to be somebody that you trust and that you're wanting to talk to and feel that you're getting an honest answer from.
Yeah, I think that's another reason to talk to somebody, because you get a feel for like, okay, is this my cup of tea? Are they like very analytical, and I am like, hey, just don't give me the details, just give me the overview, you know, something to think about.
Well, yeah, and because you're working with somebody on such an important thing, I mean, it's a home, it's a purchase.
It's a 30-year commitment.
It's a 30-year commitment. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not the one that's going to be making this payment for the next 30 years.
Right.
So you got to trust the people that are in your corner. So definitely say that you should, you know, talk to one or two or three or four, however many, until you find the person that you're comfortable with and feel, okay, this is our fit, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. Something that just because one says that you're not qualified for whatever, doesn't mean that they all are. That's something like,
for sure.
Like when we were first looking here in Converse County, my husband was working in the oil field and he was doing a lot of overtime. Well, it was basically guaranteed overtime. Like, and one company couldn't count that overtime. Well, then my husband wasn't making very much. Granted, I don't recommend only counting, counting on that overtime, but we did work with a lender then that was able to count some of that overtime so we could qualify for what we wanted rather than just a lot smaller amount.
So by talking to the different people, you were able to turn a no into a yes just by finding somebody with a different program, a different underwriting process, and the different rules that they go by.
Yeah, so I totally recommend that.
For sure.
All right, well, if you have any questions, whether it's on the market or if you're looking for a lender or a list of lenders, definitely hit one of us up and we'd be glad to help you.
And also, if you're looking or thinking about is now a good time to sell, feel free, reach out to us, shoot us a text, give us a call. We do offer market analysis. We can tell you what we feel is the best selling price for your home. And then also kind of give you some options, this is the price that I think you should list at. This is the price where I think it's going to sell fast. This is a price where I feel we can justify it, but it may take a little bit longer, and at least give you all that information so that way you can make the best decision for yourself.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for talking to us, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks.